do open box. So that's cool. And bit small, and the light. Loot, 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 loot. I was expecting there to be a thing to pop out. We got a Goliath mask. I'm assuming this is the poster of the Vault Hunters. Or no, here they are. Oh no, this isn't a Vault Hunter thing, this is a Crimson Raiders thing. Join the Crimson Raiders. On the back side we got Ask Dr. Tanis, which is a newspaper thingy. Wow, that's funny. For those of you who possess the, for this planet anyway, downright startling ability to read, you will be pleased to note that I, xenoarchaeologist and varnish enthusiast Patricia Tanis, have once again returned to the pages of this grease and semen-stained rag of a newspaper to dispense my uniquely brilliant advice that you will almost undoubtedly ignore. When you invariably end up dying alone in a ditch with only a pile of your own feces to keep you company, you will likely regret ignoring my sage wisdom. Still, there are questions to be answered. Let us continue. Dear Dr. Tanis, my daughter won't listen to me. She refuses to acknowledge that I exist. She only seems to be interested in swallowing bread and spitting it back up a few minutes later. She refuses to let me touch her. She actually burns me if I try. And she hasn't said so much as a single word to me in weeks. What should I do? Twice burned in Lynchwood. Dear Twice Burned, what you refer to as your daughter is in fact a toaster. This is a common mistake. Teenage daughters, like toasters, are prone to sudden shifts in mood, docile in room temperature at one moment, then hot-tempered and impatient at the next. They also have a tendency to suddenly pop at the most unexpected of times, startling children and adults alike. You should exercise care, though I have not tested this experiment on teenage girls. I am 100% certain that French kissing a toaster will cause irreparable damage to your own tongue and the toaster's psyche. Dear Dr. Tanis, why is everyone in Sanctuary knocking on doors and walls all the time? I literally can't walk 3 feet without hearing the rhythmic tap 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 on corrugated metal. Who are these people? What are they doing? And how in the name of everything that is scientific do I get them to stop? Aspirin Addict in Sanctuary. Dear Aspirin Addict, I see 2 possibilities regarding the identity and motives of the wall knockers. Possibility 1. They are simply bored or insane. This, of course, is the most logical and straightforward explanation. Had Occam not thrown his throat metaphorically slit with his own razor, the moment Scooter and Lilith turned the city of Sanctuary into a teleporting airborne fortress, I'd be inclined to trust this explanation above all others. But Pandora is strange. Pandora is odd. And so I put more of my considerable valuable stock into the second possibility, that the wall knockers are part of an immeasurably vast cabal who work day and night to usher in the apocalypse. Perhaps they believe that, by repeatedly resonating corrugated metal over and over, they will eventually uncover a frequency that will tear Pandora in twain. Or maybe their constant rat-tat-tat-tatting on Sanctuary's walls is their attempt to summon the Iridians who originally built the vaults. Presumably in the hope that said Iridians will destroy Pandora just to stop the racket. There will be those who disagree, of course, those who laugh at you for your genius. But worry not, while they will be the ones to perish under a sea of flame and door knockery, we will be the inspired ones who shall wait out the apocalypse in our soundproof bunkers, passing the time eating miniature pizza bagels and reading back issues of Stealing Chair Elysionato. Dear Dr. Tennis, I fear I am losing my mind. Pandora has driven me to the brink of madness, and I am not sure if I can handle another moment on this godforsaken planet. I've watched my friends die. I watched complete strangers murder one another over the promise of a shinier gun. I've seen skags perform horrors the likes of which I have the good taste not to relay you to within the pages of this newspaper. Suffice it to say, I do not know how to handle it. Despite your obvious and charming combination of Asperger's and incredible condensation, or condescension, that's a word I've never seen. You seem to be relatively sane. Tell me, if you would, Doctor, how do you do it? Losing it and overlook. Dear Losing It. Constant masturbation. Dear Dr. Tannis, I have heard that you are acquainted with the Vault Hunter known as Zero. I have been meaning to ask. That's not really his true name, is it? Hell, maybe Zero isn't even a he. Do you have any details on this mysterious figure? Curious in Oldhaven. Dear Curious, I am indeed acquainted with the towering stack of leather and poorly written poetry that so many refer to as Zero. As you have correctly noted, Zero is not the Vault Hunter's true name. Zero's actual name and gender are continued on page 9. What page is this? Page 4. That's funny. Alright, what's next? Another fight back thing from the Crimson Raiders, but on the other side we have something else. Sanctuary arises. Crimson Raiders, stronghold levitates, then disappears from sky. Says local woman, sup. The Pandoran sky changed forever today as the city of Sanctuary, known to locals as the last refuge of the Crimson Raider Resistance Army, took to the skies in a stunning display of pyrotechnics, engineering, and good old-fashioned magic. Our sources inside Sanctuary claim that Handsome Jack, whom avid readers will remember as the Hyperion CEO who razed New Haven to the ground, found a way to disable the city's shields before launching a massive mortar assault on its denizens. More than a dozen Sancturians perished in the ensuing chaos. I watched my brother get hit by a stray mortar, a local citizen told us. I lost my husband, and I don't know how I'll go on, another stated. Oh man, there was this bit when the engine was like clang-a-langing and we was in the air and I would say, catch a ride, really loud, and that's the thing I say because I know riding is biggity badass, man, another citizen told us. And indeed, it was biggity badass. Utilizing the dormant engines of the crashed ship that the Sanctuary is modified into a small town, the town mechanic, with the help of a few vault hunters, brought the HSS Sanctuary mining ship back to life. And yet, the wonders did not cease. After ascending into the Pandoran sky, Sanctuary, still suffering from Handsome Jack's orbital bombardment, suddenly disappeared in a flash of purple. Our sources say that this maroon spectacle occurred thanks to the actions of a single Siren, a former Vault Hunter presumed dead after the fall of New Haven. Wielding the power of Iridium, which local xenoarchaeologist Dr. Patricia Tannis informed the Gazette only certain Sirens are receptive to, the Siren temporarily phase-walked the entire city into a separate plane of existence. The city did not reappear for another several hours. Yeah, that was pretty weird, a Sanctuary Tavern owner told us. For a good few hours, everything in the city, the floors, the walls, the people, was this kind of weird, transparent purple color. I'm all for indecent exposure, but usually my folks have to pay to see through my clothes. Oh man, someone's talking to me, a local steward bot told the Gazette. What do I do? Ask me anything. Go ahead. I'm great at answering things. Incredible at it. Don't panic, Clapchat. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Wait, where are you going? We declined to seek further comment from the steward bot. Continued on page D20. Point. Violence is a corrupting force. By Aaron Poslowick. Friends and fellow Pandorans. Stop. Okay. I understand that this is a world of violence, of horror, and of insanity. But enough is enough. It is time to admit that violence only begets more violence. That fighting evil with more evil serves only to taint our souls and lower us to the level of those villains who drove us to violence in the first place. Now is the time for peace, for reflection. So please, friends, put down your guns. Until we can learn to meet violence with love, Pandora shall never be a place for true heroes. Counterpoint. Shoot me in the face by facing shooting. In the face! Face! Put the newspaper down in front of me and come to my house and shoot me in the freaking face! What are you doing? That's important! That's so important! You can't take 8 hours a day to shoot me in the face! Face! Shoot me in! I'm still typing this out so I can get the impression that I haven't been shot yet. I just realized it'll take several days for this article to be posted, so never mind. I'm just gonna, oh yeah, until I'm done waiting. Just shoot me in the dead face! Continuing on page B12. Okay. Next. I'm reading all of these. Screw you guys. We got, the classified section. Missing my cat. Answers to tiny Mr. Tor. Have not been able to find him since he ate a grenade and exploded in front of me. Contact Mr. Tor with any information or if you just want to hang out or whatever. For sale, baby's gun, never fired. Lost puppy, last seen in sanctuary. If found, call Brick. Needed, medical volunteers. It'll probably not cure you, but it'll be good for science. I hope. Contact Dr. Ned if interested. Missed connection. You, a Goliath with a legendary bandit shotgun. Me, the Vault Hunter who blasted your arm off with my autogun before you escaped. I feel we shared something like, say, bullets. We should meet up and finish what we started, because I really want your gun. Moxie, I love you. Please marry me. My life is meaningless without you. Why won't you answer my echo calls? You know it's meant to be. Prepare for fantasy adventure. Game testers needed for bunkers and badasses. 4th edition. Save a beautiful queen. Defeat a handsome sorcerer. Punch a dwarf so hard he explodes. Subscribe to this just in. It's better than this dopey newspaper because you don't gotta read it. It's getting dark in here. Fuck it. For sale. Horse. Cloned from diamonds. Made an impulse buy a few days back, didn't really think it through. She just kind of takes up space and poops jewelry, which is like weird. Answers to butt stallion even though she's a girl. Like I said, I didn't really think it through. $9 million our best offer. Request, skag tongues. Food for my bird of prey. Her mother loved them. Send to Sanctuary Post Office. C-O-M. Aww. Pre-order now. The Beasts of Pandora. Unless you wish to be eaten by skags, of course. Did you ever, like, punch a dude in the face so that his face flies off and he looks really surprised on the ground even though it's not his skull anymore? Because that's really cool. I don't have anything to advertise. I just wanted to point out that was cool. Needed spleens. I won't ask where you got them from if you don't ask why I want them. Contact Dr. Zed in Sanctuary. Oh, right. Hello, possible new friend. I am a CL4PTP steward bot just looking for some love and friendship. I'm smart, I'm agile, and my dance moves have only driven 3 people to suicide. Pangun, Pandora's largest secondhand gun retailer you've ever heard of. Dull AccuRifle, 5.56mm incendiary round, integrated hollow sight, 30-yard magazines, like new condition, killed many abandoned in its day. $385 Fern, 80%, Hyperion long-range sniper, 80% off, 5mm caseless armor piercing, 12 times electroscope, 12 reload to load magazines. I don't know. Pop Spider Ranch for 2,000 yards, $760 blowout price. Malawan Codex unlocks all Malawan Digistruct builds. Not officially supported by Malawan Industries. No warranties. $10.90. Grenades! More grenades than you can shake a stick at. Dolls, Taurus, Hyperions, $550. Hyperion stabilized SMG. 5.7mm caseless. Rail-mounted red dot. 560 round mags. High-speed, high-tech gun. A few nicks here and there. $436 oboe. OBO, what's that supposed to mean? I don't know. Malawan, Lightning SMG, Shock, super high-end Shock SMG. Light up the night with this 1,000 watt Shock SMG. $10.90.